अस्सलाम वालेकुम। प्रोग्राम एम्बेसी रोड में खुश आमदीद। नाज़रीन, आज हमारे इस प्रोग्राम में हमारे मेहमान हैं पाकिस्तान में ईरान के सफ़ीर जनाब मेहदी हुनर दोस्त। वो चंद हफ्ते पहले यहाँ अपनी ज़िम्मेदारियाँ संभालने के लिए आए हैं। वो पाकिस्तान और ईरान के दरमियान ताल्लुकात को बेहतर बनाना चाहते हैं, ख़ास तौर पर मईशत और तजारत के शोबों में। वो चाहते हैं कि दोनों मुल्क एक दूसरे के करीब आए और दोनों मुल्कों की तजारत और मईशत जो है उसमें वसअत आए, इसके लिए वो ख़ास तौर पर काम करना चाहते हैं। आज हम उनसे गुफ्तगू करेंगे। Ambassador, thank you very much for joining us in this program. Ambassador, now the sanctions imposed on Iran by America and the West have been lifted. The general view is that Iran will be very different from what it has been in the last 30 years in the days to come in future. What is your view on that?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. At the first, thank you very much to you and the cameraman that here and prepared this opportunity that I talk with to you and the lovely people of the Pakistan. Yes, as you mentioned, right now after the removal the sanctions, there are a new opportunity for the working hard, and we activate all of the potentialities that we have regarding to all of the aspects of relation with the world, especially with our neighbors, and top of them the Pakistani brothers. We believe that after this sanction that we suffered for more than 1 decade directly, and after revolution indirectly, this new atmosphere helps to us, not only to Iran, but also prepare opportunities for all of the world and the region.
But one view is that now that the sanctions have been lifted by the West, the policy of Iran will change towards America and the Western world. It will be a soft policy by Iran, and those slogans which were very popular during the revolution, like Marg bar America, these slogans are no longer there or will not be there.
Before that, I should elaborate this matter that when we said we are against the Western approach and policies, it doesn't mean that we have any problem with the Western people. When we said that we are against the American approach to their views to political and some other aspects of the relation with the world, especially in the region and my country, because the minds of my countrymen is full of the bad memories of that country. Anyway, and so when we are against to the American, it means that only against to some approach, policies and dual approach to the some important issues that nowadays with all of the world they are suffering a lot of pain of that, as like as the terrorism, as like as the human rights, as like as the other phenomenon. And so there is no difference between Iranian looking to the principles they before and after sanctions, and we are looking for further cooperation in the new atmosphere.
What kind of cooperation? Because is it because the sanctions were there and Iran was deprived of modern technology from the Western countries, and now that Iran wants that technology to come to their country and the people of Iran should benefit from that? Is that one important aspect of this new era which will start after the sanctions are lifted?
When we are said that we are pleased to remove all of the sanctions, not only for the facilitation for the Iranians obtain to the markets in the world, and also to some know-how and the technical equipment that we need. But also, it can help that for more Iranian share and the foreign countries shares to some regional and international issues that both sides they can solve it with interaction. For example, we believe that it is better we're looking for the political solution for many issues and the conflicts that we have nowadays in the world, especially in the region. And so anybody knows that the only way of these conflicts is the sharing of some key role and high-profile countries that they can come to the term for solving that. And so I believe that the new atmosphere of the sanctions maybe, and we hope for the support in this atmosphere for more interaction for solving the regional and international issues by the cooperation and more interaction.
Excellency, when the revolution was brought about in Iran in 1979 by Ayatollah Khomeini, the Western values which were being followed by Iran in those days, they were actually departed with, they were finished, and a new era of Islamic revolution started. Some people think, some thinkers, some critics believe that when the Western and American influence will come to Iran, Iran will change.
As I said, my friend, we have a lot of bad memories regarding to interfere by the Americans in our
Internal affairs. Yes.
Yes. And so, according to the Iranian clear and transparent position that many times we announced by by Iranian authorities, we are ready for the better cooperation if they set aside their behavior that was fully wrong against Iran. But exactly and directly to your question is that during the revolution, the Iranian revolution announced some new principles to approach to the global and exactly to the arrogant powers in the world. And so there is no changes and any cooperation in many fields never impact to the Iranian revolutionary beliefs.
So the spirit of the Iranian revolution will continue. It is not going to be dampened, it is not going to be impacted by the Western culture, by the Western values and the Western thinking.
Of course, my brother, from the beginning on the victory of the revolution, we announced that, for example, we are against any interference by the superpowers in the region and the internal affairs of the countries. It not only is about my territory, but also we said that it is our principles position to all of the world. And so, if you consider this as the main principle of the Islamic revolution, yes, there is no differences, there is no changes in that. And of course, the Iranian people, because of their long and rich history, they never bend to any new values by the Western. But Islam, as you know, my brother, is the religion of the peace. And also the Iranian culture. As you know, in the last 2 centuries, every time Iran was the harbinger and the initiator for the peace policy towards the region. And so we believe that our basic principles of the revolution is focused on the peace and tranquility in the region, and so we are looking for the more interaction and cooperation with our neighbors in the region for activate and materialize that principles.
Many Iranian young people probably will go to West for education now. because you can't stop the young people from going and taking admission in the universities of the Western countries, the US and the European. And these young people, when they are going to be affected by that culture, Western culture, and Western thinking, Western values, do you think that they are going to create an impact on the Iranian society inside Iran?
Your view is very good, but it is true to some, not as a long history and a civilized country like as Iran, that in the history he proved that the Iranian civilization has survived and also impacts to the civilizations of the world, not other civilizations.
Yes.
And the other side, during the revolution and the Pahlavi regime, all of the young generation that came to the street and they started and flared up the revolution, most of them they are graduated from the universities of abroad, and so during that time our capabilities in education was so low than here that we have a lot of potentiality in our country, and so during that time we have a lot of students out of the country that they came back and they became as some part of the revolution.
Excellency, some of the neighbors, you said that you want to have very good, friendly, cooperative relations with your neighbors, but some of the neighbors, they apprehend that when Iran becomes militarily strong, they will acquire more weapons, they will build their conventional army, and Iran will put pressure on them, will intimidate them. This is a view being expressed by some people in your neighborhood.
Let me tell you something. It is absolutely and definitely clear that Iran phobia is one of the methods and leverage that some countries they try to flare up and to this matter because of some considerations. How can they come to send their military equipment to the small countries without the Iran phobia? They need to activate. They need to, to have to create propaganda and create a new, atmosphere for the phobia for the small countries that Iran would like to do this, and so it is a good market for them for selling their military equipment. But something that it is definitely clear, according to the new situation of the Iran, with full of the technology, and Iran in some aspects and branches of the technology and science is in one of the 10th better countries in the world. And so we need to peace and tranquility around our borders for more development.
Yes.
Iran is full of the young generation. We are 80 million population. 65% of our population is under 35 years old. It means we have something around 45 million young generation, young people. They need to job. They need to some opportunities. They need to the atmosphere for more be activated. And so they never needed that Iran put the oil to the fire with the regional conflict. Who is the beneficent?
Yes.
My friend, as I mentioned, if you look to the history, in recent centuries, Iran never
fought any foreign aggressor. Yes, that's true. But in order to remove this fear from your neighbors, the Iranian policy towards the neighbors will be of cooperation, of help, and peace.
Of course. We offered, and many times we announced our clear stance regarding to this matter, that please, let us, all the regional countries, they are able to solve their problem. They never need to any foreign policy, foreign countries interfere in our affairs, and it is better to come to talk about it. And the experiments and the background of all of the conflicts prove that the negotiation and dialogue is better than the other ways for coming up to the solving the
thank you. We'll
conflicts.
take a short break. नाज़रीन एक मुख्तसर ब्रेक लेते हैं और ब्रेक से वापसी के बाद हम पाकिस्तान में ईरान के सफ़ीर जनाब मेहदी हुनरदुस से मज़ीद गुफ्तगू करेंगे, जिसमें पाकिस्तान और ईरान के ताल्लुकात और दूसरे अमूर जो हैं वो ज़ेर गौर और ज़ेर बहस आएंगे। वेलकम बैक। हमारी गुफ्तगू हो रही है पाकिस्तान में ईरान के सफ़ीर जनाब मेहदी हुनरदुस से। वो बात कर रहे हैं पाकिस्तान और ईरान के ताल्लुकात के हवाले से, और उनका कहना है कि ईरान अपने तमाम हमसाया ममालिक के साथ पुरअमन और तावन पर मबनी ताल्लुकात चाहता है। ईरान आफ्टर द रेवोल्यूशन हैज़ हैड ए वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉलिसी टुवर्ड्स Israel, because Israelis have unleashed unprecedented terror on the Palestinian people, innocent Palestinian people. And Iran actually was in the forefront to condemn these policies. Imam Khomeini introduced the idea of Yom al-Quds. So after these sanctions are removed and they are lifted, your policy towards Israel will change, it will become soft. What's your view on that, sir?
After the Islamic Revolution victory, we announced that we never recognize the Zionist regime, because we believe that they are responsible of the heinous deeds that nowadays you have regarding to the poor people of the Palestine. Of course, we announced our clear stance regarding to the matter, and we said it is better you go directly to the voters of the people. They are Christians, they are Maronis, they are Sunnis, they are Shias, they are some Christians, they are some other religion. It is better you go directly to their voters. And the people of the region, and that region is a Palestinian region, they create and they can choose their destiny. But it is definitely clear that they are imposed to them, and they are occupied region. Of course, we said no country has right to interfere in the internal affairs of any countries, and we said our position as a part of the globe of Islam, that it is better you go through along with the Palestinians' rights. And so we, up to now and up to future, we never recognize the Zionist regime.
The initiatives that were taken by US, European Union, other countries, even Russia was there, to solve the issue of Palestine. The two-state, two-nation, two-state idea that was floated some time back, and Israel said, to some extent, they said, yes, we recognize this, but they have never implemented it.
Exactly.
So do you think that some change will take place, or Israel will continue this policy of imposing her hegemonistic designs on Palestinian people?
According to the evidence, a lot of evidence, right, that the Zionist regime, up to now, they didn't accept this position. But something I mentioned, and I repeat it is better exactly you should materialize the desire and the wishes of the people of the Palestine. And they want their own country, their own territory. It is evident to all. And so I hope and I pray to God Almighty, as a human being, as a part of the for better situation and solving this long-term conflict, it is better you administrate the rights of the oppressed people of the Palestine.
Now coming to Pakistan-Iran relations, the two brotherly neighboring countries. Ambassador, that you are here in Islamabad, what is your strategy to improve relations between the two countries? The commercial relations, the trade relations between the two neighboring countries are not very good, well, not very enviable, and they need to be expanded. So what is your strategy in this regard?
Thank you. This is a very good question, because anybody knows that the political relation between the countries is very best, is very nice, and so we have no weakness regarding this matter, but only something that is definitely clear is that the authorities of the two countries, they are not convinced and satisfied about the bilateral figure. It is a little, it's very big, very small. And because of the two big countries, without any impediment, without any consideration, with full of the good memories and the long history, coexistence. Why? And so, as a priority of mine, as a mandate that I had, and I offered and talked about it with the Pakistani friends here, that we should activate, and according to the wills of the two high-profile authorities, we should be reached to 5 billion per year. And so it is the first step. Also, we believe the capacity and the capability is more than this. But as a realistic steps, we should try to have it. And the big project that we have, and the mega project that we are following up as the first, is the gas pipeline. To Pakistani borders, and so in one step it can come, and it is evidence, totally evidence, that the Iranian gas entrance in the Pakistan's borders, it put the economy of this country on the jumping board.
Boost to the Pakistani economy.
Yes. Exactly, and put your economy on jumping board for the very rapidly promotion.
But Ambassador, you mentioned the impediments and obstruction on the way of expanding trade and economic relations between Pakistan and Iran. Have you identified what are these obstructions? What are these impediments?
I said that we should remove all of this. For example, because of these international sanctions, yes, they imposed some impediments to the SWIFT, for example, and the other aspect of the cooperation and interaction that nowadays in the international trade we need it as a principles, as a first element of the doing. And so we expect to our brothers in Pakistan that after 5+1 agreement functional, it is better as a first step, the transaction and cooperation banking system should be removed, should be reactivated. And the second that we are waiting for that is that we are waiting for the 20th round of the joint commission, economic joint commission of the two countries. That it is more important and very important because it will be held after the sanctions in the new horizons and the new atmosphere. As impediments that we have, is that we should set aside the traditional methods, because two countries has a lot of potentials, and anybody knows that it is the best way of the trying and interaction two sides for activate these potentialities and try to reach to the brighter horizon and the future of the countries. And so our difficulties and our impediments are not so much, but we should try a few of them that we have with expedite the trend of the cooperation, and be sure about it. We have a lot of branches and vacant channels that all of them can be activated. And I'm here as a burden of the matter on my shoulders and our embassy that I promised the two sides authorities during my tenure. I reached to
the maximum
figure.
But have you identified the areas where the trade can increase, where we can do more trade, and as you have said that at least it should be climbing to the level of $5 billion a year. So what are the possible areas where the trade can be expanded?
After the Iran, as a mega project, Iranian gas, and after that is that the Iranian electricity that right now we are export to Pakistan. But the other side, we said that Iran, as you know, Iran is the good. They have good geographical conditions here, and so we have 15 countries as neighbors, and so one of the advantages that we are ready to grant and we offer to our Pakistani brothers is that using Iran as a transit way to reach to the many countries around our countries. And so
connectivity and
transport and export. And also in the eco capacity, ECO.
Yes.
ECO also we believe that there are some potentialities that the both sides can activate. And the other side that the both can work is the tourism. As you know, a lot of people from two sides would like to have visits to each other country, and so we are ready for activate and facilitate more than this. And the other side for the trying we have is a direct flight from Islamabad to Tehran, because a lot of passengers that we have, and because of some shortages in the aviation facilities, we had it already, and so we are waiting for that. And the other side, and also that we would like to work it, is our border markets.
Yes.
We have aligned borders, and we have some point as a markets in borders, and we are trying as a next program to activate them
to make more crossing points for increasing the border trade.
And because it impacts to the level of life of the peoples in the region, and we believe many not so good phenomenon and issues can be solved under the better welfare and the wealth of the people in the borders.
Master, we keep reading the reports that Iranian oil and diesel is being smuggled into Pakistan. There are other items which are also smuggled from Iran into Pakistan. How to regularize this trade? Because this is informal trade, and both countries probably are losing revenue on this because the smugglers are benefiting from it. How to do it?
My friend, for stopping this phenomenon and this issue, it is better we try to activate the regular and official channels. Because when you haven't official channels as during the sanctions period, okay, smuggling of the items, it is maybe not so strange. And so I believe the new round of the Joint Commission that next future we had,
the date is fixed?
Not fixed, but
hopefully
this year. This year we have it, but not exactly firm the time. I believe that many pending and suspended issues and items that we have can be offered for the rising up and talking about it face-to-face and reach to roadmap for cooperation. And one of the side is our borders issues. Under the Borders Committee issues is one of them is the smuggling, that it's not benefit to the to centralized government. It is better can be regulated.
Thank you. Master, we'll take another short break and then we'll come back. नाज़रीन एक और मुख्तसर ब्रेक लेते हैं और ब्रेक से वापसी के बाद हम पाकिस्तान में ईरान के सफ़ीर मोहतरम से मज़ीद गुफ्तगू जारी रखेंगे। वो चाहते हैं कि पाकिस्तान और ईरान के दरमियान तजारत को फ़रोग़ दिया जाए, माशी ताउन को बढ़ाया जाए, और वो बता रहे हैं कि किस तरह हम दोनों मुल्कों की तजारत में इजाफ़ा कर सकते हैं। वेलकम बैक। हमारी गुफ्तगू हो रही है पाकिस्तान में ईरान के सफ़ीर से। The gas line, the gas pipeline project is very important. It was signed many years back. It was signed when the sanctions were there on Iran, but now the sanctions are no longer there, and Pakistan needs fuel, gas, electricity. So do you think, in realistic terms, that this project will take off, that Iran and Pakistan both will implement this project, this agreement? Because the government here in Islamabad keeps saying that we want this project to be completed.
As you said, my brother, it will be as a mega project for the two sides, and it is the gas has a key role in the industry and trade and the promotion of the business and the welfare of the people of the Pakistan. And so, as you said, Pakistan needs more energy, and so although they are looking to some other alternates, but one of the best and cheapest and fast
neighboring country,
and with good looking and is looking to by the approach of the country is Iran. And so I believe, according to the realities, the both sides they reached to this point that it is the viable and practicable. And so as a next step, we are waiting for the new round of the talking between high profiles and the related authorities as the two oil ministers.
Our oil minister was supposed to go to Tehran. Is he going there?
Yeah. It was supposed to go, but we are waiting for the fixing the time and for coordination. And after that, the both sides can reach to practical results for continuation and implementation and materialize this agreement. And the second step is that the Pakistani side should try as fast as they can to fulfillment their commitment, because as I said, the Iranian gas are next to the border.
To the border, yes.
And so we are waiting for the fulfillment of the Pakistani side for their commitment from their from the Nawab Shah to Gwadar. And so
the pipeline has to be laid down by Pakistan now on this side.
Yes, but we only the small distance that we should do it. It is so small, and we can do it in so short, in very short time.
Time, yes.
But and so according to your question, as a first step, we are waiting for the face-to-face talking with the two ministers, and the second, the give our, the time schedule for the fulfillment of the Pakistan side for the commitment, and be sure about it that the Iranian gas comes to this lovely country and impact to many sides of the lives of the people.
Some reports claimed, some reports which were printed in the press, that the price of gas, the gas price for the Iranian gas is a contentious issue. It's a dispute, and there is some misunderstanding on this. The price issue is resolved?
My friend, according to the technical aspect of the matter, right now is not the proper time for the talking about the price. You are talking about the price when the facilities and infrastructure facilities, they are ready, and you want to open the tap. After that, you talk about the price. And be sure about that the Iranians have very good consideration regard to the Pakistani people and government.
Iranian oil, now that Iran has plenty of oil and Iran produces a lot of oil, can Pakistan also import oil from Iran?
We had already, but stopped a few years back.
The reason, what is the reason, sir?
Of course, maybe some reason, but it is out of my knowledge right now why. But that stopped. But the Iranian side also, they said we are ready, and also the Pakistani side, they are ready for having that Iranian oil, and it is the other subject that under negotiating on discussion between two oil ministers.
The refinery, Pakistan also need refineries. So Iran has a lot of experience of setting up oil refineries. Is there a possibility that Iran can set up a refinery in Pakistan to refine the petroleum products, oil products?
We offered some proposals that in Iranian have fully experience and also a lot of capable for building up some refineries and also gas generators and some other technical equipments that you needed for the promotion of your economy. And so in this matter is also in our agenda for talking and negotiating.
Another issue that worries the Islamic world is tense relations between Saudi Arabia and Iran. Pakistanis want that these two countries should get closer to each other. They should resolve their internal differences, and the Islamic world should emerge as a united front vis-a-vis the West and other blocs. Will this happen?
My friend, anybody knows that any tension is not to the benefit of the globe of Islam. We never and never were initiator with no country in the globe of Islam. Saudi Arabia is one of the biggest Islamic country, and so we never started to tense relation. But they, of course, regarding this matter, the ball is not in our court, and they misuse it. One, accident that was totally out of our control, and also we arrested the responsible of that accident.
Setting the embassy on fire.
Embassy on fire, yes. And we arrested, and as we promised that we follow up and we will arrest the responsible of this matter, and also we did it our promise. Anyway, they did the cutting their relation that started by the Saudi Arabia was not mutual benefit, was not the benefit to Islam, globe of Islam.
Hopefully they'll be restored.
Yeah, and so because of this aspect and the view of the Iranians that we accepted the Mr. Prime Minister's.
Yes, that's my next question.
Yeah.
Our Prime Minister went to Riyadh, he also went to Tehran. So you think that this is going to produce some good results? Will it be fruitful?
Well, of course, that was good gesture by the Mr. Prime Minister of Pakistan. But, the problems of the Saudi Arabia with Iran was not the embassy accident.
It's more than that.
It's more than that. And so maybe all of them are not solvable in one session. But something that
through a process of dialogue.
Of course. But we said thanks to Mr. Prime Minister with this good gesture as a Prime Minister of one Muslim country in the globe of Islam. It is better. And we said welcome to any initiator in this regard, for all of the conflicts in the globe of Islam, because attention is not benefit to anybody in the world.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. नाज़रीन, आज इस प्रोग्राम में आपने पाकिस्तान में ईरान के सफ़ीर मोहतरम जनाब मेहदी हुनरदूस की गुफ्तगू सुनी। उन्होंने पाकिस्तान और ईरान के दरमियान तजारत और मईशत को बेहतर बनाने पर जोर दिया। उनका कहना है कि पाकिस्तान और ईरान दोनों बहुत करीबी दोस्त मुल्क हैं, पड़ोसी मुल्क हैं, और गैस पाइपलाइन मंसूबा जो है बिल्कुल तैयार है और पाकिस्तान को इससे इस्तिफ़ादा करना चाहिए। उनका ये कहना है कि ईरान अपने इनकलाबी मंशूर से, जो इनकलाब इस्लामी इनकलाब बर्पा किया गया ईरान में, उनसे नहीं हटेगा, उन पर सख्ती से कारबंद रहेगा। और उनका ये कहना है कि वो सऊदी अरेबिया के साथ बेहतर ताल्लुकात चाहते हैं, वो बातचीत के ज़रिए तमाम मसाइल हल करना चाहते हैं। उन्होंने पाकिस्तान के वज़ीर आज़म नवाज शरीफ की तरफ से जो कोशिश की गई दोनों मुल्कों के दरमियान मुसालहत की, उसकी तारीफ़ की है। इसी के साथ ये प्रोग्राम ख़त्म होता है। जावेद सिद्दीक को इजाज़त दीजिए। खुदा हाफिज़। Excellency, thank you very much.
Thank you very much to you and your colleagues.
Thank you very much. Pleasure talking to you.